Hello, good evening, guys. Do you hear me? Hello, hello. Do you hear me, guys?
Hi.
Hi, hello, Michelle. Good evening. Good evening, Angel, David, Admarno. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Okay, good to know. What about you, David, Armando, Angel? How are you guys?
Hello, good evening, teacher. I'm
Good
fine.
evening. Okay, good to know. Well, guys, welcome everybody, and thank you for joining the class. My name is Kimberly Ramirez, and I will be your teacher this module. I would like to tell you a little bit about myself, and then I want to get to know you, okay? I want to know a little bit about you. In my case, I have been an English teacher for around 5 years. I have been able to teach basic levels, intermediate levels, and advanced levels. I really love teaching because I believe that it is a very nice way to help people. That's why I really like it. And I hope that we all enjoy this course. During the day, I work as a human resources assistant for a Costa Rican company. I work 100% from my house, and well, at night I teach English for this academy. So I can say that I have two jobs, and believe me, guys, that English as a language is a very, very useful tool for you to get better opportunities, for you to get better jobs. So it's important for you to understand that it doesn't matter what you study. For example, if you study medicine, if you study programming, if you study like to be a chef, a nurse, it doesn't matter. As long as you know English, you will have 2 or 3 more opportunities. You will have better salaries. So I will request you and ask you to please make your biggest effort in this course, because believe me that once you speak English, once you know English, you will definitely get better opportunities in your life. So I want to know a little bit about you. Let's start with Angel. Angel, tell me a little bit about yourself, please. Angel Bautista, not here? Okay, let's go with Michelle. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Michelle, please. ¿Se me escucha? Hello?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, I think they are not here. Armando Lopez, what about you? Tell me a little bit about you, please.
Good evening, teacher. I am Armando Lopez. I am 14 years old. Like you say, my goal of this to study English is to get better opportunities, like you work a remote from my home and with better salary.
Okay, excellent, Armando. Can I know if you're studying at the university, Armando, or what do you do for a living?
Yes, I am. I study at the university. I am a computer engineering
Engineer.
engineer.
Okay.
Engineer. I work in IT, like networking, support, infrastructure, and stuff like that.
Do you know about programming languages like Java, Pega, those type of languages?
No, that's languages I don't know, but in my early jobs, I programming in PHP, uh, Visual Studio a little bit.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me give you some advice, Armando. In the company where I work, there we actually hire developers, different type of developers, Java developers, .NET developers, Pega, etc. And if they know English, of course, the salaries are better. Actually, we have some people that they get like 3,000, 3,000 or $4,000 monthly. That's the salary that we offer for bilingual consultants. So my advice, Armando, continue like learning what you're doing at the university. Try to learn new technologies, like developing technologies, and of course, improve your English level. As far as I hear, you have a very fluent and good English level, Armando. So congratulations for that. But let's keep going. Let's keep improving because you will have really good opportunities in the future, my friend.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go with David. David Cruz, tell me a little bit about yourself, please.
Hello, good night, everyone. My name is David Cruz. I am 25 years old. It will be a pleasure to share with you, with us. Sorry, I work customer service. Currently, I only study English. That's all.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. David. Let's continue with Karen Melgar. Go ahead, Karen. Not here, I think. Let's continue with Eric. Eric Santos, go ahead. Not here. All right, Daniela.
Hello,
Hello.
I'm Daniela Calderon. It's a pleasure to meet us. At this time, I'm studying marketing digital on my computer, and this is my career on my university. And at this moment, I try to speak English, trying to learning about this language, studying the grammar, vocabulary. Perhaps I'm not really good about this language, but my dreams or my goals is learning this language, speak like fluent and native, because my
Okay.
career, marketing digital, is necessary for this language.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Daniela. Thank you so much for sharing that. Melvin, let's continue with you, Melvin Palacios.
Good night, teacher. Good evening.
Good night.
I am Melvin Palacios. I am 30 years old. I need the second language for my job, and I like this class, and I need to learn too much.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Melvin. Let's go with Marisela. It's your turn.
Good night. My name is Marisela Rendero de Dueñas. I have 50 years old. I'm married. I don't study in the university. Only study English. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Nice to meet you, Marisela. Just a little comment, Marisela, when you talk about the age, you always use the verb to be, okay? I am 50 years old. I am 20 years old, okay?
Yes, teacher. Thank you.
Thank you, Marisela. Evelyn, are you here, Evelyn Hernandez?
Hello,
Hello, Evelyn.
good night. Nice to meet you. I am 38 years old. I am a lawyer, and my dream is to talk the English like the Spanish.
Okay, very fluent. Very good. Thank you, Evelyn. Yesenia, are you here, Yesenia?
Hello, good night. My name is Yesenia. I am 51 years old. My favorite place is the beach. I love the cats and I like eat pizza.
Okay, nice to meet you, Yesenia.
Me too.
And okay, and the last person, Adela. Are you here, Adela?
Yes, teacher.
Hello.
Hi, good night. I am Adela Castro. I am 44 years old. I live in La Paz. My favorite food is seafood. And my favorite colors are black, red, and blue.
Okay. Thank you, Adela. Nice to meet you. And nice to meet you, everybody. We are going to start with the class. I am going to start sharing my screen. Do you see my screen, guys?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So,
Yes.
guys, today we are going to start with the topic comparatives and superlatives. That is the topic for Unit 1 in your platform. By the way, do you have access to the platform, to the Speak platform? Do you have access, guys, to the platform?
Yes, I have.
Okay, very good. So this is one of the first topics of Unit 1. So we are going to learn a little bit about comparatives and superlatives. I am going to need, let's see, Mr. Armando. Can you help me reading this slide, please?
Comparative and superlative adjectives. Comparative adjectives are used to compare difference between the two objects they modify. Larger, smaller, faster, higher. They are used in sentence where two nouns are compared with the structure noun, subject plus verb plus comparative adjective plus than plus noun, object.
Okay,
For
Armando, yes,
okay.
continue. I'm sorry, continue.
For example, my house is bigger than your house.
Okay, Armando, thank you so much. So guys, number one is very important to understand that comparatives, they only talk about two objects, just two, no more than two objects. We can talk, for example, about my house, your house, my cell phone, your cell phone, my mom, your mom. But it's always two objects, just two, okay? And this is a little bit of the structure that we follow. We always use a noun or a subject. The verb in this case is the verb to be, okay? Then we use the comparative adjective. How can we identify the comparative adjectives? For example, they always have ER at the end. Large is larger. Small is smaller. Fast is faster. High is higher. And here we have big is bigger. That's the way we can identify a comparative adjective. Then we use this word. This word is very important. Then. That is a pronunciation, then, okay? And then we use the last noun. In this case, is the object of the sentence. And the example says, my house is bigger than your house. I am comparing two objects, my house and your house. And what am I saying about the houses? That mine is bigger than yours. Do you have questions about the comparative adjective, guys? No questions?
No.
No.
Okay, very good. So now, let's continue with this. I'm gonna need, let's see, Melvin. Mr. Melvin, please help me reading this part.
Okay. Comparative adjective. It is important to remember that we use the comparative adjective when we are only comparing two objects, no, not more. We also modify the adjective by adding er to the adjective, and we always use the auxiliary than after er adjective. For example, this box is smaller than the one I lost. Your dog runs faster than Jim's dog. The rock flew higher than the roof.
Okay, higher. That is a pronunciation, Melvin, higher.
Higher. Okay.
Okay, thank you. So guys, if you see, we always have the same criteria in all of the sentences. One object, two objects. We use the verb to be. Here we have normal verbs, and all of the adjectives, they end in ER because they are comparatives. And we also use this. This word is mandatory. If you say a comparative sentence without this, that would be incorrect. It is important that you always use the word then, okay? Questions about this part? No questions, guys? Okay, so now, hold on. Before we check the superlative, we are going to do something. I am going to put you in, let's see, I'm going to create 3 groups, okay? So what you have to do is one of you is going to share the screen and you are going to open a notepad or a Word document. This is what you're going to do in your group. You will open a notepad and you will create 5 sentences using the comparative adjective. For example, my car is bigger than your car. That's my first example. Number 2, my t-shirt is better than your t-shirt. Okay? That's what we're going to do. I want you to create 5 sentences using the comparative adjectives with your group. Okay? Is it clear what we're going to do, guys?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
So let me put you in groups and let's accept the invites and let's go to work. You will have 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. I'm right now in my job
Oops.
in this moment. Yeah.
Oh.
And, and
Um,
Stronger. Uh,
My dad is strong, bigger tooth. No quiero ver. Yes.
Okay. My pants or my shoes. My shoes are
Yo tengo la primera ya.
okay.
My cat is bigger than your cat.
Okay. Okay. Voy a formular la otra ahorita. Sí.
Okay. I have the second.
Than your cat. Porque yo le
Sí,
había
está
escrito, my motorcycle is faster than your motorcycle. Pero dicen que si vamos a usar otro.
Yo digo que usemos otros ejemplos de adjetivos comparativos, pero
Yeah, podemos usar esa de my cat is last year.
Son 5.
Then your
No importa que la
your
repitamos, lo
cat.
que vamos a cambiar ¿qué? El noun, subject, el objeto comparativo.
Ujú. Pongamos ese de
My cat.
my cat. My
Hello.
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 How was the practice? Easy?
yes.
Okay. Very
Very easy.
okay. Piece of cake. Let me hear Armando, Daniela, Melvin, and Yesenia. Let me hear your sentences, guys.
Hello.
Yes, tell me.
My father is older than my mother.
Excellent. Second sentence.
Uh, can I tell teacher my mother garden is more beautiful than you? Than
Yes,
you garden
than
or
your garden. Just a
than,
little observation. It will be
okay,
like this. My mother's garden with the comma, the apostrophe. My mother's garden.
my mother's garden.
But
Okay.
it's good. It's good, Melvin. Very good. Okay, sentence number 3, guys.
My computer is cheaper than my sister's computer.
Excellent. Very good. Sentence number 4.
Uh, my cell phone is faster than my brother's cell phone.
Brother's cell phone. Very good. And the last sentence, guys. Sentence
My
number 1.
house, my house
Brother's
is
cell phone.
cleaner than your house.
Excellent. Very good, team. Very good job. Now let's go with Adela, Marisela, and Michelle.
Good night, teacher. My cell phone is faster than your cell phone.
Okay.
My car is slower than Carla's car.
Okay. Excellent. Number 3.
My motorcycle is faster, no sé cómo pronuncia, than your
Faster.
motorcycle.
Okay. Sentence number 4.
My cat is lazy than your cat.
Lazier.
Lazier.
Okay. Very good. And sentence number 5.
Me, teacher.
Yes. Tell me, my friend.
My class is better than my last class.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Thank you. Let's see, Evelyn. Well, Evelyn and Eric, you were working together. Do you have your sentences, guys? Evelyn, are you here?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay, go ahead, Evelyn.
My dog is friendly than your dog.
Okay. Number 2.
My shoes are smaller than my husband's shoes.
Very good. Number 3.
My car is cheaper than your car.
Cheaper, just cheaper. Very good. Number 4.
My food is hotter than your food.
Hotter. Very good.
Hotter.
Number 5. Last sentence.
Solo tengo esas.
Okay, that's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. Okay, excellent job, guys. This is a very easy topic for you, I see. Let me start sharing the screen once again. And we are going to see the superlative adjective. The superlative adjective is a little bit different, but in this case, we are not going to compare 2 objects. We are going to compare basically 3, 4, 5, or more, okay? Let's see, Adela, can you help me reading this one, please?
It is important to remember that we use the superlative
Superlative, yes.
When we are comparing 3 or more objects, or when we want to highlight a
characteristic
of the object person we are talking about. In this case, we modify the adjective by adding. Yes.
EST, yes, EST.
EST to the adjective, and we always use the auxiliary T. Okay. Before the S adjective.
Okay. Help me with the examples, please.
My house is the largest one in our neighborhood.
In our neighborhood.
In our neighborhood.
Very good.
This is
Two.
the smallest box I ever seen. Uy, la de abajo no la leo, teacher.
Oh, that's okay. Your dog ran the fastest of any dog in the race. That's the last one. Okay, guys. So with superlatives, there is one thing that is very curious. This highlight. Do you know what is highlight, guys? The meaning of highlight? No?
No.
Resaltar.
Yes, exactly. When we are in high school, we use highlighters. Estos plumoncitos de colores exagerados, los colores amarillo, rojo, neón, eso se les llaman resaltadores. In English, highlighters. ¿Por qué? Porque nos ayudan a resaltar, to highlight information, all right? So with superlatives, the same thing happens. When we use superlatives, it's because we want to highlight something about the person or the object we talk about. For example, in the example that says, my house is the largest, this is what I want to highlight. Is the largest house in the neighborhood. You know, in a neighborhood, there are, I don't know, 20, 40, 50 houses, not only two. There are a lot of houses, but what I want to highlight is that my house is the largest of all of them. This is the smallest box I have seen, smallest. This is the characteristic I want to highlight about the box, okay? For example, my grandfather is the oldest member in my family. My family, we are, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 people. And my grandfather is the oldest one. That's what I want to highlight about my grandfather, okay? So do we understand how we use superlatives? Do we understand the difference between the comparative and the superlative, guys?
Yes.
Yes. No
Yes,
questions
teacher.
about this?
Only a structure.
Oh, it's basically the same, like the subject or object, verb to be, or the verb that you're going to use. We use this word, important, this word, the. Then we use the superlative adjective and the rest of the sentence. It's very similar to the comparative. The only difference is that with the superlative, we don't use the word then. We only use the word the. And that has to go before the superlative adjective, okay? A common mistake with superlatives is that people say, my house is the largest than your house, for example. That is totally incorrect because with superlatives, we don't use the word then. We only use it with comparatives. So basically the structure is almost the same, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Okay, very good. Any other questions, guys, before we move?
Teacher, I have a question about the first sentence. When you say my house is the largest one in our neighborhood, why do you put the word one? Is the auxiliary or what is the words of this word?
No, the word one is just for me not to repeat again the word house. My house is the largest one, but I'm like talking about the house. But I can actually say my house is the largest house in our neighborhood. It's like saying the same, but I put one
sentence.
So I don't repeat the same word.
Okay, I get it. Same.
Okay, okay, my pleasure. Any other questions, guys?
Teacher, I am confused.
Yes, tell me, don't worry.
Ay, no, yo no entendí.
No se preocupe. ¿Cuál es su pregunta?
¿Cómo se llama? Vaya, acá me dice que estoy comparando, o sea, estoy comparando no con una cosa, sino que ya en plural con lo que lo estoy comparando.
Oh, correcto.
Estoy comparando que en mi casa es más grande, más larga, no sé, o una en nuestro vecindario.
Ok. Para que lo entendamos bien, bien, bien. Los comparativos, si bien lo dice la palabra, son comparar, ¿ok? El superlativo es más como resaltar algo. Es como que el de lo que yo estoy hablando es lo máximo o lo mejor de un grupo. Por
Ajá.
ejemplo, tenemos acá, bueno, les voy a dar un ejemplo como con familia, all right? My mom is more beautiful than my aunt. For example, ¿yo de quién estoy hablando? My mom,
My mom,
my aunt. Two, ¿ok? Two. No estoy diciendo que una es mejor que la otra, sino que estoy diciendo una comparación entre ellas. En este caso, la comparación es more beautiful, ¿ok? Pero ahí son dos personas. ¿Qué pasa con el superlative? El superlative incluye una característica, o sea, usted quiere resaltar eso de esa persona entre un grupo. ¿Ok? For example, my mom is the most beautiful person in my family. Primero, hablo de mi mamá. Segundo, ¿qué estoy diciendo de ella? ¿Qué es lo que yo quiero resaltar de ella? ¿Qué es la más linda, la más bonita? ¿Y entre qué lo estoy resaltando? Entre la
entre la
familia.
familia.
Y la familia es larga, pues son, ¿qué? 15, 20 personas. Entonces, ese es el superlative. El superlative lo que hace básicamente, como decía la palabra, highlight. Eso es bien importante, highlight. Se resalta algo de alguien. De lo que sea que usted está hablando, eso se va a resaltar. Una característica de ese objeto. No sé si le queda un poco más
Sí.
claro.
Thank you, teacher.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Any other questions, guys, before we move? Okay. So let's go to this part. This is important to learn. Yo creo que ya lo saben porque ya los escuché que lo usan bien, pero we will just review it, okay? Number one, in order to understand and to know the rules about the adjectives, we are going to learn what is a syllable. And let's see. Yesenia, help me reading this. What is a syllable, please?
What is a syllable? A syllable is a part of a word that contains a single vowel sound and that is pronounced as a unit. For example, book has one syllable and reading has two syllables.
Okay, thank you, Yesenia. So guys, syllables in Spanish are very different from syllables in English. Syllables in Spanish are letters, basically a consonant and a vowel. That's in Spanish. But in English, syllables are vowel sounds. Do you know what is a vowel, guys? The meaning of vowel? This word? Vowel?
Vocal.
Vocal, exactly. We have consonants, consonantes. ¿Cuáles son los sonidos de las consonantes? Por ejemplo, k, t. Those are consonant sounds. Pero luego tenemos los vowel sounds, los sonidos vocales, ¿ok? We know that in English we have 5 vowels. Who can tell me the 5 vowels in English? The 5 vowels in English? The first vowel? La primera vocal, what is the first vowel, guys, in English?
A.
A, The second vowel?
E.
E, Third vowel? I, Number 4?
O.
Oh, and the last one?
U.
You.
Exactly. So we have 5 vowels, but once again, with syllables, we are not talking about the letters. We are talking about the sounds, los sonidos. And I'm going to give you an example. Let me put here. Le voy a poner aquí una palabra. I'm going to put a word here. We have this adjective. Okay. With the word beautiful, letter E, letter A, letter U, letter I, letter U. I have 5 letters, 5 vowels in the word. But how many sounds do I have? When I pronounce a word, I don't say beautiful, right? How do you pronounce that word, guys?
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Exactly. Beautiful. So these 3 words, these 3 vowels, they make one sound, one single vowel sound. It sounds like this, beautiful. So how many syllables do we have in beautiful?
3.
Beautiful, 3 syllables, exactly. Because syllables, guys, are vowel sounds, all right? Do we understand what is a syllable?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, very good. So now let's go with the exceptions. 1 syllable, and here we have the adjectives. When we have these 1 syllable adjectives, the comparative is only ER, and the superlative is ESC, okay? For example, slow is going to be slower, fast is going to be faster. In the case of the superlative, it's going to be the slowest and the fastest. Why? Because we only have 1 syllable, all right? Questions about the first exception?
Teacher,
Yes, my friend.
en español le voy a hablar.
That's okay.
Quiero saber por qué se puede usar tanto bigger como biggest.
Porque bigger es para comparativo y the biggest es el superlativo.
Ah, ok, gracias.
Okay. Very good. So now let's go with the second exception. 1 syllable that ends in letter E. In this case, the only thing we have to do is add the letter R. Late, it's going to be later in comparative, and for superlative, it's going to be the latest. Another example, wise. It's going to be wiser for comparative and the wisest for superlative. What is the meaning of late, guys? Late?
Later.
Late, what is the meaning in Spanish? What does it mean, late?
Tarde.
Tarde, exactly. Entonces, later, ¿qué significa? What is the meaning of later?
Más tarde.
Más tarde, okay. What is the meaning of wise? Do you know what is wise?
I don't know.
Wise?
Sabio.
Somebody sabio, exactly, sabio. Justamente esa palabra, sabio, okay. Wiser, entonces es más sabio, y the wisest es el más sabio, okay. All right, very good. So now let's go with the third exception. 1 syllable consonant, short vowel plus consonant. Básicamente esos son los adjetivos chiquititos. And we have big and we have hot. En este caso, this rule, guys, applies for spelling. Para cuando usted lo escribe, ¿ok? Porque en el sonido no se va a notar. The comparative for big is going to be bigger. The superlative is going to be the biggest.
Yes.
For hot, is going to be hotter. And for the superlative, the hottest.
Hottest.
Okay? The hottest. Then we have 2 syllables ending in Y. Aquí ya vamos metiéndonos más con las sílabas. Lucky. We have 2 syllables. And they end in letter Y. So in that case, what does the rule say? We have to remove the letter Y and add IER. So lucky becomes luckier, pretty becomes prettier in comparative. And for superlatives, it will be the luckiest and the prettiest, all right? And here we have the last rule. When we have 2 syllables or more, the largest adjectives, los adjetivos que son grandes o largos, aquí vamos a aplicar esta regla. We have the word expensive. How many syllables do we have in expensive, guys? How many?
3.
expensive. 3 syllables.
3.
So in this case, I am going to use the word more.
More.
No vaya a decir expensive because that would be incorrect. Lo correcto para expensive sería more expensive than. Okay. And for superlative, the most expensive. Then we have the second example, interesting. How many syllables do we have in interesting? Interesting. How many syllables?
3 syllables.
3 syllables, exactly. So the same. More interesting and the most interesting. This is for 2 syllable or more adjectives. But don't complicate your life, guys. The largest adjectives. The adjectives that are very long, those are going to be with this rule. And the last one, we have exceptions. For example, good in comparative is better. No se dice gooder, sino que better. Y el superlative de good viene a ser the best. ¿Ok? Y también tenemos bad. Bad, no digo better for comparative, sería worse. ¿Ok? Y el superlative es the worst.
The worst.
¿Ok? Do you have questions about these rules and exceptions, guys?
No, teacher.
Okay, very good. So, don't worry about the information because I am going to send everything to the WhatsApp group, okay? Let me start sharing my screen so we can do a little test, all right? Okay. So, here, you are going to tell me what is the correct option, okay? Let me zoom it up. Number 1, this building is taller than, or taller that building. What is the correct one, guys? 1, 2, or 3?
2.
Taller than.
2.
Okay. Taller than. Very good. Okay, let's click on number 2. Is the river seen wider than the river Amazon? Is the river seen more wide than, or is the river seen more wider than river Amazon? What is the correct sentence there?
The first.
The first one? Number 1? Okay, select number 1. Very good. Okay, now Hassan and Joseph are than Ian. What do you think?
3.
Bigger.
Bigger. Okay, bigger than Ian. Very good. The Pacific Ocean is deeper than, or is deeper the Atlantic Ocean?
Is deeper than.
Deeper than. Very good. Okay, we have number 5. My dad is older than your dad. My dad is more old, or my dad is more older.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Number 1. Very good. Okay, number 6. Kelly is shorter, not than Mary. Kelly isn't shorter than Mary, or Kelly not is shorter than Mary.
Number 2, teacher.
2. Very good. Let's see. Serena and Lizzie are short, but Sue is shortest, or the shortest? What do you think?
Number 3.
Number 3.
The shortest. Very good. Number 8. We are all 8, but Gary is the youngest, or the more young?
The youngest. The first one.
The youngest, exactly. The cars are all big. Which car is biggest? Is the biggest, or which car is the biggest with just one G?
Which car is the biggest?
2 or 3?
2.
2. Okay, excellent. Chloe is older than Polly, but Frank is older. Is the older, or is the oldest?
The oldest.
Is the
Oldest.
older.
Exactly, very good. Holly and Jess are tall, but Jess is taller than Holly, tallest or the tallest?
The
Taller
soldiers.
than.
Taller than, number one, taller than Holly. Very good. Let's see, number 12. Is that the faster car of the world? The fastest car, or is that the fastest car in the world? 2, 3. What do you think?
2.
Because number 1 is incorrect. Okay, 2? Okay, very good. The mountain is very high. Is the higher mountain, is the highest mountain, or is the highest mountain of the world or in the world? What do you think?
It's the highest mountain.
Number 3 or 2?
3, teacher.
3? Okay. Okay. Number 14. What's the widest or the widest river in the world?
The widest.
Okay. Very good. And 15, let's see. Kathy is taller than Kate, but she isn't the tallest girl in the class. Kathy is tallest than Katie, but she isn't the taller, and Kathy is taller than Katie, but she isn't tallest girl in the class. What do you think? 1, 2, or 3?
Number 3.
3? Are you sure? Number 3?
1. Number 1.
That is
Number 1? Okay, let's select number 1. And we will check our answers. And we got yes. In this case, guys, I think this one was the correct one. In the world. Let's see, in the world, check answer. There you go. Yes. Very good, guys. Very good. So, excellent job. Let me open this activity. We are going to finish the class with a quiz, okay? This is a listening activity. Vamos a hacer un listening. Porfa, pónganme mute, todos. Please mute your microphones so we can listen to the audios, okay? Let me share the sound, and you are going to listen part 1. And then we are going to choose the correct options here, okay? So let's see. Yeah, share sound. Please, everybody mute so we don't have interruptions, okay? Let's go.
Comparing people. My mother and father are very different. My mom is older than my dad, but my dad looks older than my mom. My dad is more active because he plays sports. My mom is more talkative. She loves to talk with people. My dad is taller than my mom. My mom is shorter than my dad. Comparing places. Los Angeles and San Francisco are both in California, but they are very different. San Francisco is smaller than Los Angeles. It is also colder. Los Angeles is bigger than San Francisco, but San Francisco is more expensive. It is harder to find housing in San Francisco. I think San Francisco is a better place to live. Comparing movies. I think the old Star Wars movies are better than the new Star Wars movies. In the old movies, the characters were more interesting and the story was faster. The new stories are more difficult to follow. I felt happier watching the old movies. Comparing food. I like Japanese food more than American food because it is healthier. Japanese meals are smaller and fresher than American meals. American food is more international though, so I like that about it. Still, I think Japanese food tastes better.
Okay, so let's answer question number 1. Who's older, her mom or her dad?
Her mom.
Yeah? A or B?
A.
A. A. Okay, let's go with A. Which city is more expensive, A or B?
San Francisco.
A.
A.
San Francisco. Okay. What movies make her happier, A
All
or B?
movies.
All movies.
Okay,
All
very good. And number 4, which food tastes better to her?
Japanese.
Japanese. Okay, very good. All right, let's go with, hold on, let me zoom this. Okay, second audio, please pay attention. Everybody mute. And then we will answer the questions, okay?
So, Sarah, tell me, you're teaching right now. Could you give me your opinion on computer use in the classroom, like using it in your classes? What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's good when there's certain activities that are related to using computers, but when you're trying to do an activity that's not on a computer in a classroom that has computers, it's very difficult to get your students' attention because they're often distracted by doing something else on the internet they shouldn't be doing.
Oh, I totally agree. I often have that problem. It feels like I'm speaking to a crowd of ghosts. I have no idea that they're talking to me or looking at me or doing anything that they should be doing. So it's really hard. I find it really hard. But I agree also that I think computers can be so useful in the classroom, especially if you have to do a specific activity where students have to find information and listening activities where they can listen to individual listenings and things like that, you know?
Yeah. So what do you think about cell phones in the classroom? Do you let your students use them? Because maybe they have an electronic dictionary of some sort on their mobile phones. So is that okay, or no cell phones? What do you do?
That's a frustrating topic. I think sometimes I find it really useful if students have their smartphones with them and they can do a quick online search of something that they want to do, especially words they want to look up. So the dictionary use, I think, is quite useful for students. But on the other hand, I always have to kind of keep a watchful eye and see what students exactly are up to. You know, they sometimes start playing a game or they sit on Facebook and sit writing notes to their friends and messages come and go. So yeah, I'm always not sure exactly how to handle it, but most of the time my students are pretty good, so they tend to use it mostly for dictionary.
Oh, that's good.
How about your students?
Yeah, some of my students use it for, they have a dictionary on there that they use. But I'm thankful most of them have a separate electronic dictionary that's only a dictionary. And I much prefer it when they use that, because then I know they are really just looking at a word and not on Facebook or doing something else like you just mentioned. So.
Have you ever taken cell phones away in class from students?
No, not yet. I haven't had to. Usually when I walk around the room, they put it away very quickly if they are doing something they're not supposed to be doing. And if they're using it to look up a word, then they have no problem with me seeing what they are doing. So, end of class.
I heard about a teacher the other day said he's got a basket that he collects cell phones with at the beginning of class, and he puts them on his front desk, and then at the end of the class he gives them back. But I thought, wow, that's quite strict. I thought, I don't know if I would do that. How about you?
Yeah, I would be worried that some students would forget their phones. And then the problem with trying to get them their phone back and all of that might not be worth the hassle.
Yeah, I probably would agree with that.
Okay, so now let's answer. Number 1, what do you think? A, B, or C?
B, teacher.
Okay, letter B. Number 2, A, B, or C?
A.
A? Okay. Number 3, A, B, or C?
C.
C. Okay. Number 4, A, B, or C?
B.
Okay, B. And number 5, A, B, or C?
C.
Letter C. Okay. We are going to click on finish here because of the time, but no, apparently these ones are not correct. Let's see, these ones are correct. Okay, guys, so over. I didn't feel the hour, guys. Let me just ask for something. Astrid Graciela Marcelli is here. Astrid Graciela? No, I don't think so. What about Carlos Eduardo Gomez? Here? No, right? Okay, very good. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining. It was a nice class. It was nice meeting you all. I am going to see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. I am going to send the presentation, and I can also send the listening activity so you can practice by your own, okay? Have a wonderful night, and I will see you tomorrow, guys. Take care.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
teacher.
Good night.
Okay, bye.
Thank
See you
you. Bye.
tomorrow.
Thank
Good
you. Good night.
night.
Goodbye.